Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, guys? It is DDUNN here, the most chill COD player, bringing you guys some more Black Ops 3 gameplay. Before I get into today's topic, which is going to be transgender sports, I want to quickly give a special thank you and shout out to one of my subscribers, Hunter, who's been very active on a lot of my videos lately, leaving comments, asking questions, things of that nature. So I really appreciate that activity. I love interacting with subscribers, and hopefully your interaction on my videos will allow and inspire others to also interact with you and with me. And that's what this whole YouTube thing's all about. So anyway, like I said, today's topic is going to be about transgender sports. I read an article, as I tend to do in my spare time, about an incident that happened at a high school sporting event. It was a female state track event in which the winner of the 100 and 200 meter dash for this women's state finals track event happened to be a biological male. This individual, who was a biological male, identified as a female and ended up winning the state track event. And a lot of the parents were angry because they said that it was unfair because you had a boy competing against girls. And to some extent, we start to dive into some issues here, about equal opportunity for males and females. But that's not what the video is about. We're not talking about women playing in the NFL or the NBA. What we are going to be talking about today is women who want to be boys playing in the NBA, the NFL, and conversely from that, we're also going to be, discussing boys or males who feel that they are female competing in, say, like the WNBA or female track and field events. Now, this incident at a high school level, I could imagine that we're probably going to be seeing more of this in the future, because obviously, if you have any sort of ear in the social media aspect or just the news, transgender issues and rights are a huge issue going on in the U.S. right now. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of issues right now with some stuff that the Obama administration is trying to pass, where they're saying that however you identify, that determines what locker room you get to use, what shower you get to use in the locker room, what bathroom you get to go into. And at a school level, this can be troubling, I think, for a lot of parents. But besides that, you also have companies like Target coming out and saying that, if you are a transgender person, you can use whatever bathroom you want to use. This has obviously caused a lot of backlash towards the Target store brand. Personally, myself, when it comes to transgender issues, I actually don't really know anyone who is fully transgender. By that I mean I don't know anyone who is a male that is living a female lifestyle or a female who is living a male lifestyle. I know some people who are gay and who have tendencies towards the opposite gender. That is to say, I know some gay males who are very feminine, and I know some lesbians who are who act very manly, I guess you would say. But that's not what a transgender person is. A transgender person is someone who identifies as the opposite sex from what they were born, and in most cases live their lives as that gender. So again, to clarify, we are not talking about a flamboyantly gay man, and we're not talking about a butch lesbian. We are talking about people who identify personally as someone of the opposite sex and actively live a life as that opposite gender. So when it comes to this, it's kind of tricky because you obviously have the individual who says to themselves and to others that they are whatever gender that they view themselves as. So how can you say that they cannot compete in a sport of their proclaimed gender? On the opposite end, it is obviously, like we all know, that biologically men tend to be more athletic, They tend to be bigger, stronger, faster than females. So on that end, it is not, there is a level of unfairness. Like I said, most people who go the full transgender way are going to most likely take like hormone supplements, either testosterone if you are a female trying to transition into a male, or as a male taking not testosterone but oh man, I'm having a brain fart, I'm losing it. Estrogen, a male trying to take estrogen and hormone supplements that way to become a female, reassignment surgeries and all that. Rather that has any effect on your athletic ability, I do not know. I would imagine that for a male, probably losing some testosterone, you would probably lose some strength in that sense, maybe some muscle mass. And maybe it would work the opposite way. If you're a female taking testosterone, you would probably gain some muscle mass and gain some strength that way. But I don't think that is the problem. If you have an individual who has taken on the full extent of becoming transgender and taking hormone supplements, like I said, I feel like that probably would have an effect on your strength and your athletic ability. So I don't think that would be an issue. I think the real issue that can come from transgender sports is when you have, say you have a male who is very athletic, say like LeBron James is kind of nearing the end of his NBA career. He's obviously one of the most athletically gifted men on the planet. Let's say he decides to pull a Caitlyn Jenner and wants to become a female and compete in the WNBA. Even a LeBron James, declining in his male sports world, would more than likely excel in a female sports world in the WNBA. I mean, most women in the WNBA can't even dunk, and LeBron James can dunk over people. So I feel like in that way, if someone were to come along who is incredibly gifted, but maybe cannot excel as much as they want to in competing against people of the same gender, then maybe they might manipulate the system and claim to be transgender in order to further their athletic career and essentially make themselves feel better by performing really well against people that are not as skilled or maybe just not as physically dominant as they are. I think that's really the issue here. I could see this probably on a high school level. Obviously, whenever you're dealing with young adolescents, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of ego involved, there's a lot of immaturity, and to some extent, I could see somebody faking being the opposite gender in order to excel at a sporting event. Even if it was something like track or something like even golf or swimming even. I don't really know how swimming will work because obviously you would see a bulge in their undergarments, but either way, I think the issue of transgender sports is going to be an issue in the future. I can totally see more issues like the one that happened in Alaska happening more often, and I feel like it's probably something that's going to have to be regulated. And I think it's worth noting, like I said, that the issue I doubt is going to be with people who are making the full switch of gender. And taking hormone supplements and stuff. I think the main issue is going to be people who are going to abuse this in order to compete against opponents that are probably lesser than what they would face if they were to remain facing the same gender. And I think it's also worth noting that this probably is not going to work for the most part of women transitioning to male. I doubt that there are going to be many cases where someone is transitioning from female to male and all of a sudden becomes strong and fast enough to compete like in the NFL. I think what you're going to see more is probably instances like this one at this Alaska high school event where there are males who maybe transition to female, or males who are not undergoing the full transition and want to compete in women's sports and could dominate. But like I said, I think it's an issue that's going to be coming up. This article really inspired me to make this commentary topic, and I think it's something worth talking about. So I'd love to get your guys' feedback down below. What do you guys think about this issue? Do you think it's going to even be an issue? Do you think it's something that's going to be a non-issue, like I don't know, like the bathroom thing? For me, that's a non-issue, but maybe the sports thing will. I don't know. I would love to get your guys' feedback in the commentary or in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. If you hate it, then dislike it, and leave me some comments so I can improve my content in the future. I know this commentary was probably a little bit sporadic all over the place, but there's a lot of things to cover. There's a lot of things to consider. So like I said, I would love to get some feedback from you guys. And if you are new to my channel and you enjoy my content, a subscription is always appreciated. If you made it this far, I really appreciate your time in watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Hello there, the chill Call of Duty player. Done to chill. Nice, I love you. 100 kills.